Hey everyone, Uncle Shahram is here with WRC 10 car setup guide. Based on what I have learned from the game so far, I try to make this video as short as possible to save you from my boring English, but giving you as much explanation as possible. Let's get to it. Before I start explaining parameters, I need to say that car setups are important and can help you get better timing and control of the car. But getting used to your car movement under certain conditions of road plays a more important role, so your driving style and habits can and should impact your car setup as well. Let's start with suspensions. Moving slide bars to the right makes parameters under suspension stiffer, and to the left makes them softer. You need stiffer springs on tarmac, such as Japan, and softer for gravel and also snow-covered tarmac. The reason is that on tarmac, on a stage like Japan, you need to drive as smooth as possible and slide as less as possible to get better timing. And there is also no jumps and bumps to require softer springs and suspensions. But on conditions like soft gravel or on snow, you're gonna do lots of slides with jumps and bumps. So softer springs will help you achieve better results. Also, springs can help you with understeer and oversteer of the car. If you need more oversteer, you can make your rear springs one touch or two stiffer than the front. Doing the opposite will help you to reduce the oversteer. Moving on to the shock absorber compression and rebound. Compression happens when you go over a bump, and when the shock releases to come back to its place, it is rebound. Making the rebound the softest will make your car jumpy. Basically, you need to make them as soft as possible on roads with lots of bumps and potholes, and as hard as possible on flat surfaces like tarmac in Japan and Belgium. Take Finland as an example. High speed is the key in Finland, but it has very big jumps, so you need to soften your compression and rebound to around 4,500. But in Japan, there is basically no bumps and jumps. You can make them as hard as possible to around 13,000. Because we want the car to be as stable as possible to take advantage of stability. Ground clearance should be as low as possible for flat stages like Japan, and for stages like Finland to maximum to avoid the body of car to hit the ground after the big jumps. A tip is that never make the ride lower than 13, even for Japan. Consider 13 the lowest point. Less than 13 does not make any sense because you will be rubbing the surface with your body, which causes losing speed, and also it is bad for car control and stability. Camber. Easiest explanation I can give is that imagine someone push you from your left or right side. What you would do to stop the force and stop going sideways? Normally you open your leg on the opposite side of force to counter it. Camber is the same. By moving the parameter to the right, we are increasing negative camber, which causes the tire's bottom further out the top, like a drift car. Negative camber increases stability in corners or when sliding, but slightly affects the straight line stability and speed. We need more negative camber for stronger cars like WRC type than WRC Junior. Consider having a negative camber between 4 to 5 for WRC cars and around 3 to 5 for WRC 2 or 3 type of cars. Anti-roll bars. They connect the left wheel to the right wheel on each axle. They are there to prevent body rolls. Softer anti-roll bars cause more body rolls. It is desirable on surfaces like gravel, where we need to slide through the corners. Make them stiffer and you will have less body rolls and more response. It is desired on tarmac. Also, you can control your understeer and oversteer with them. If you make your rear anti-roll bars stiffer than the front, you will get more oversteer. This one is very essential and needed for junior cars. They are front-wheel drive and tend to understeer. To sum it up, you need soft anti-roll bars for stages like Sweden or Finland from 0 to 2 or 3, and stiffer anti-roll bars for stages like Japan and Belgium for about 4 to 10. Moving on to the differential tab. Torque distribution is what it is and points torque to front and rear of the differential. Most of the times we use 50, and if needed we only change it by 5 degrees to front or rear side, but not more, because we want to use the torque on all 4 wheels of WRC cars, which are all-wheel drive. The rest are very technical to explain, but LSD job is to distribute torque between wheels independently to keep the car more stable. Imagine if one wheel of the car be on ice and another one on dry section of road. Without LSD, the wheel on ice will rotate excessively, but with LSD differential, we can control the torque between wheels by locking differential with different amounts. When we increase the numbers here, we are opening the differential, and when decreasing them, we are locking the differential. On dry surfaces and on tarmac, we are not worried about losing traction on certain wheels, so to use maximum power on all wheels, we open our differential by increasing these numbers. On wet conditions, on snow, ice and gravel, we decrease the numbers and lock our differential, so certain and limited amount of torque go to wheels for best grip and control. LSD preload is for when you start moving from 0 speed. LSD acceleration is for when you are pushing the throttle. LSD deceleration is for when you let go of throttle and not braking also. And LSD braking is for when you are pressing the brake pedal. Here are some screenshots of setups on different stages for your reference to see how the numbers are changed based on the stage. You need to play with numbers to find the best setup for your car type and driving habits. Let's go to the brake section. Here you can define whether the braking force to be more on the front wheels or the rear wheels. Moving the slide bar to the left brings more braking force to the rear, and moving it to the right will bring the force more to the front wheels. If you test your car with maximum amount on the front and rear, you will notice with more force to the rear, the faster car stops and it will feel more like a handbrake. And if the force be on the front of your car, it stops with longer distance. It is good when you do not want to lose much power when braking and to keep your pace at maximum. And at last, the transmission section is where you set the timing between gears. If you move the slide bar on the gear ratio to the right, the timing between switching gears decreases, giving you more acceleration. And moving the slide bar to the left increases the timing between gears, allowing you to get better top speed at the end with cost of acceleration. And you can adjust the timing between each gear independently too. If you have a stage with wide corners that needs high speed to get a record, you need to increase the timing between your gears. But if the stage has lots of turns and tight corners, you are gonna need shorter time between gears to keep your pace. That's it guys. This one got a little long, but I hope I have covered everything. If you have any question, comment them below. If it was useful, hit the like and help me get more exposure, and sub me if you enjoy watching my rally videos. Happy driving everyone. See ya.